It continues the back end of the Premier League season, and Chelsea, after having won their most recent game against Tottenham Hotspur, it's put a little bit of oomph in the step. It's put a bit of fucking kick up the arse, so to speak. Beating Tottenham in our first game back is exactly what we needed. Now we move on to another London derby, this time much more local, except we are away from home this time, and away from home against Brentford hasn't really proven to be too good for us over the years. As you can see, we are still in fourth place, a point ahead and level on goal difference with Manchester City. Newcastle with the game in hand with 1 point behind us, 2 points behind us. Their game in hand comes against Crystal Palace in the coming weeks. It's next Wednesday, so the 16th of April. I will be live for that game here on this channel to bring you the coverage of that. But as you can see, the remaining fixtures as they stand, listen, they've got some pretty hard games themselves. Newcastle. Palace won't be easy. That game in hand. They've got Villa. They've got us. They've got Arsenal as well. You know, we've got our hard games as well. But as you can see, just the maximum points is just 1 point more than us. And so whilst Forest still the front runners, Manchester City close as well. They've got a Manchester derby to come about with at the same time as us, or I think just after us on the Sunday fixture. And Brighton, Fulham, Villa, Bournemouth, it's all starting to sort of fizzle out for them, although Villa are still, you know, on track to get their maximum points. They've got Forest today. I'll be doing a live stream for that as well. But anyway, as you can see by the title of the video and the title on the thumbnail, momentum is what we need coming into this game, and momentum may well be what we've received from that Tottenham game. We saw Enzo Maresca rallying the fans. We saw a lot, I won't say better, but I will say, you know, a larger effort from the fans. There was tifos. There was blue is the colour at the beginning of the game. There was a lot of camaraderie. There was a lot of togetherness, it felt like, in a season that, whilst we are fourth, there's been some, you know, people saying that one thing and then one thing saying the other. I'm on the side of this could all still go catastrophically wrong. And I know a lot of people say, well, that's just pessimistic, mate. That's just being negative for the sake of being negative. And it's not. I'm not doing it for clicks. You can see me views. I ain't getting nothing from this. So I'm not making bank off of it, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you think I'm doing this, you know, my opinions are purely for profit, I can assure you, if that's the case, it ain't fucking working. So it would probably benefit me to go the other way if that was the case. But it's not. I'm just a very sort of realistic person. I'm worried. I'm nervous. I'm a little bit shaky. I want Chelsea to do so well. I just really want us back in the Champions League. And with our run of games, it's looking dicey. It's looking dicey. However, with momentum, with the way we played against Tottenham Hotspur, I could see us faring well. That said, coming up against Brentford, listen, our record against them is a little bit hairy. I haven't won away from home in the Premier League, away from home in any capacity since 2021, and we haven't won, well, again, a couple of months earlier, rather, we haven't won in the Premier League since 2021, back in October. And then before then, it was just, you know, 1947 was the last time we won. So we've only won once, and it was the opening game that they featured in, against us anyway, in the Premier League all those years ago. Ben Chilwell, the goal scorer, on the halfway mark. So it's been a long time, to say the least. In terms of starting 11s and all that sort of stuff, I think that whilst I think a lot of people were annoyed or confused or a little bit bamboozled as to why Gusto was starting over James, and then there was speculation and reports that it was because Brentford is the not the more important game but the game that, because of the quick turnaround, I think Maresca felt that Brentford was going to be a trickier game. And that's no disrespect to Tottenham, although all disrespect to Tottenham at the same time. I think that's just smart, I want to say, from Maresca to prioritise James for a game like this. We notoriously struggle against Brentford in these games, so to have James going from the start, I think, is a good thing. I can see it being Chalobah, Colwell and Cucurella again in the middle, in defence. Sanchez in goal. Listen, Sanchez, he had a decent game. He absolutely fumbled it for the goal, but thank God it was disallowed. Besides that little fumble, I thought he made some very crucial saves. And, you've got to give him his flowers when his flowers are due, Speaking of flowers, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, they continue to accumulate flower after flower after flower with their impressive performances. Caicedo, man of the match performance from him against Tottenham Hotspur the other day. And Enzo Fernandez, likewise, but this time getting a goal, a headed goal as well, finding acres of space in the box to make it 1-0 and ultimately the only goal in that game. Palmer ahead of them. Again, although he did get an assist, I thought it was a little bit more of the Palmer that we know over the year and a bit. If we could get a bit more, just a little bit more, I'm liking what I'm seeing, just a little bit more, please, or more of the same, then I'll be a very happy man. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, Palmer. What's to not like, or what's not to like. On the wings, I want to see Jadon Sancho dropped, please. I don't want to see Jadon Sancho in that starting 11. I don't think he deserves it. I think he was one of, if not the worst players on the pitch for Chelsea in that game against Tottenham. Negative football, doesn't release the ball, needs to pass the ball more. Even when he does pass the ball, it's too late. And then when he tries to shoot, which is pretty much never, it's too little, too late. He loves to cut inside, run into a defender, and then we've lost the ball. If he could just shoot and pass 1 or 2 seconds earlier, he'd be so much better. But he can't, and he doesn't. So it is what it is. And then for me, on the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Noni Madueke to start his first game since coming back from injury. It would be really nice to see him there. 2:00 kickoff. Sun is beating down. Sunday game. I just feel that Madueke is made for games like that at the back end of the season. Made there to make an impact. And likewise, talking as an impact, although he didn't score, he came close to it in the first couple of minutes or so. Nicholas Jackson is obviously a guaranteed starter in this game. And I feel like his goals are going to come. I am obviously nervous coming into every single game that we're playing at the moment because we need to win virtually every single game. And at the very least, we need to win all of the games in the build-up to the Liverpool game, the Manchester United, the Newcastle and the Forest game at the end of the season, or Newcastle and Man United and Forest. You get what I'm saying? It adds the pressure. It adds the pressure coming into these games where these are they're not the guaranteed wins by any stretch of the imagination, but they are games that you need to win. And you can't draw. You certainly cannot lose. And so I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Can these players handle the pressure in these games in the build up to the last 4 and then squeeze a win in those last 4? If we can win Tottenham, which we have, Brentford, what are the other games we've got? We've got Brentford, Ipswich, Fulham, Everton. If we can beat Brentford, Ipswich, Fulham and Everton, it's a tall order. It's a big ask. But at the same time, if we can beat either one of Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United or Forest, I think we are safe for top 4, maybe top 5. Only time will tell. With that said, my prediction for the game is hard to say. I think it could be a draw. It's going to be high scoring, of course. Although I'm going to go with a 2-1 Chelsea. I do think 2-1 Chelsea is more so the case. If not, sadly 1-1 or 2-2, but I'm going to go 2-1 with my chest. I don't think that's necessarily possible if I've just said what I just said. Either way, Rufus is giving me the go home cue. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. No one's watching at this point, so I'll see you later. Have a good one. My name is Harry. Up the Chelsea. Please win, and peace.